Hi comic book guys and gals, I'm Joe and this is Anachronic Comics.
Anachronic.
Now before I start with this unboxing, I just wanted to alert some of you guys out there and gals that know what's been going on with me. I've been having a world of trouble with the United States Postal Service. So much so that when I posted something about it, some Postal Service guy wrote me this big note or response indicating all the good things that are being done and the issues that come up and why things happen. All I know is that I've been having some trouble. So much so that, as you know, I get a monthly box from Midtown Comics. That's been my LCS for a period of time. And last month's, I kind of crossed with me telling them that I was going to be in Florida for a while, and so they actually processed it before they processed the address change for Florida. So that's not a big deal because I'm paying for premium forwarding service, which means that every week I pay $20 for them to take all my mail, any packages, and forward it down here. Well, they decided not to do that with 3 packages, and 2 of them are still lost. One of them was the Midtown Comics package. And what I got from them eventually when I made an inquiry was, oh, we returned it to Midtown Comics. So I've been writing to Midtown Comics, who are very good with respect to following up with you and watching and seeing what's going on. Matter of fact, this happened once before, and they did forward it to me once they got it back. So they said, don't worry, once we get it back, we'll send it off to you. Well, they never got it back. I never heard anything else from them. And just the other day, I get a note from the U.S. Postal Service saying they delivered it. But not here. In Florida, they delivered it to my house in New York. Now, thankfully, my son was going down there to check on the house, so he managed to pick up the box and bring it inside. Now, these were all my all the comics from my December pull list. So they're in New York. I won't be able to see them till I get back there in a bit. But what I did get here was my January pull list a couple of days ago, and I thought I'd open them up in front of you so we can get to see them together. Okay, so let's take a look and see what came from Midtown Comics. Now, as some of you know, and I know some of you do the same things, I don't always read all the comics at once, especially if they're limited runs. I sometimes wait until the entire run is over, or at least half of it's over if it's a very long run before I read any of them. So let's take a look and see what we got from Midtown Comics. Oh yeah, this is Avengers number 43. It's a Alex Ross Timeless cover, Hawkeye. Looks pretty good. I've been reading this one, so I'm interested to see how this one ends. Deceased Dead Planet number 7. And the... oh, wow, this is really cool. Look at this one. The variant. Look at this Harley Quinn variant. I like this one. Very, very cool variant. Look at her. Wonder what she's thinking. Oh, and here's a Black Label that I've been following. I haven't read any of them yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I love Adam Strange. It was one of my boyhood comics that I liked. This is number 8. Oh, and I wasn't sure what to do with this one, but I decided to go for it. There's a Chris Claremont anniversary special. I wasn't sure if it was really worth the money, but I figured why not? I'd take a shot at it, see what it's about. I wasn't reading X-Men when he had his very long and successful run, so I thought I'd learn a little bit more about him. So another Black Label, Rorschach. This character always interested me, and so I wanted to, getting a, I'm not even sure if it's the real Rorschach because I haven't read any of them yet, but getting a whole series about him I thought would be pretty interesting. And from what I've read, it's a pretty good series. I think people have some good things to say about it. Okay, got my 2 Spider-Man comics, number 57. Right, the variant and the A cover. And I know people are really talking a lot about Future State. I have tried to limit what I buy from Future State. So one thing that I was going to buy was Justice League. So I got the Justice League a Future State A cover, and a pretty cool variant cover, or B cover that's there. Very nice. And the last two that were on my January pull list were two more Black Label books. This is the second edition, or the second volume, I guess, of The Other History of the DC Universe by John Ridley, where he focuses on, I think, black or superheroes of color. I did read the first one. It's really a history. It's not really a comic book. It basically goes through the characters talking about their experiences and that type of thing. I won't say too much more about it in case you're thinking of reading it. It is pretty interesting, but it is history, basically. It's placing those characters in the comic book historical perspectives. If you watched my video, and you should, on the Blue Marvel, you'll see how the author there placed the character in a U.S. historical perspective. And basically here it's kind of a similar situation, except it's in the comic book historical perspective. So it's pretty interesting. I love history. I minored in college. I always read history books. It's one of the things that I read. And so I think from that standpoint, I enjoyed it. But it's not for everybody. And the last one on the pull list, which I've read a couple of these. I've read, I think, the first 3 issues so far. Really, really good. It's Joker, Harley, Criminal Insanity. And here it's, again, Harley Quinzel, before she becomes Harley Quinn, basically dealing with the Joker. I don't know how it's ending up or where it stands right now. It's a 9-issue miniseries, and this is number 7, I think, right? Yeah. So I'm not sure how it's going to end up. I'm not sure if it ends up with her really going into her, crazy state, her insanity state. But in the beginning, it's very interesting because the author here, I had actually saw an interview with her. She actually worked with some psychiatrists and psychologists to get kind of the lowdown as how this relationship might have worked and so forth. So it's reality in some way, even though it's comic books. And so I really enjoyed the first 3 issues that I've read, and I'm looking forward to getting the rest of them and finishing this one out. So that's the pull list from Midtown Comics, but I did get something from Torpedo Comics. And I know you guys are going to think this is terrible of me, especially when I went through the 5 mistakes, comic book collecting mistakes. Now I have to keep more in touch with what I was doing. And believe me, I have been. I really tried to resist buying comics. I would otherwise buy it only because why not? So here I did get something from Torpedo Comics, but let's see what it is. Torpedo Comics Treasure Hunt. Curious. Let's open it up. And they use tape here, which can be really dangerous, so I like to get rid of it when I open these things up, so the tape doesn't go against the comic and essentially destroy it. So let's see, treasure chest. Let's see what's in here. Okay, it's the first issue. I'm not sure what it's worth or whatever with respect to this. It says $10, but I'm not sure if it's even worth that much. I guess maybe it's a retail copy. Super Team Family, first DC issue. I'm looking at it. It's in decent shape, but it's got a lot of. The cover's not that great with respect to that. It's probably a 5.0 or something like that with respect to it. So this is some sort of treasure hunt issue that I got from Torpedo Comics. Okay, we'll take a look at it. So that's the video for today. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. And if you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, please consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And give me a thumbs up on this. It really helps with the algorithms. All right, I appreciate you watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.